Aloha, we're here in Waipahu. Napa is opening a new store in conjunction with its warehouse, and we're here for the dedication and also to take a look at it. To get here, you go by Aloha Kia, take a right-hand turn, a couple more turns, and you're back here, and you can't miss this building. It is huge.
Homai kai ke mai luna mai.
So we're here with Skylar, the operations manager, and he's going to tell us a little about his new store and its relationship to the warehouse, which I guess is also part of the deal.
Sure. So the project really is twofold. We're not leaving the community as far as having a Napa store and a presence. We're just relocating and consolidating what used to be the Waipahu Depot store into what now is going to be our Waipahu main counter store. That's half of what we got going on. The second half of the project is the addition of an additional 11,000 square feet of high cube storage for the distribution center. We feel that by adding the square footage to the distribution center and relocating and consolidating the old Waipahu store into the new Waipahu store, that we're going to be able to offer a greater depth and wider breadth of auto parts for our retail customers.
So at the dedication, we have a famous race driver, Ron Capps, who does a little, let's say, called speed racing down a quarter of a mile, just ever so slowly. And what's your usual time and elapsed time?
Well, usually just under 4 seconds. Like last race is 3.8 to 3.9 seconds, usually. It depends on the weather, but if we could break 4 seconds at 320 plus miles per hour, we're doing pretty well.
300 miles an hour and a quarter of a mile.
300 is slow, Ed. Actually, 320, 300
for you,
yeah.
not for me.
True.
Wow, that is amazing. So how much horsepower do those engines produce in order to get that kind of performance?
Well, they're about 11,000 horsepower. And I tell people all the time, the nitromethane that we burn, it's about $32 to $34 a gallon, if you can imagine that. I know price of gas here in the islands is pretty expensive. Imagine $32 a gallon. That is sort of like it's rocket fuel, and that helps produce 11,000 horsepower. So I always tell people one of my cylinders makes more power than a complete NASCAR engine.
I've always thought, what is it like to accelerate that quickly? Because occasionally I'll get in an electric car and they accelerate really quickly initially. But I can't imagine the acceleration forces on you.
It is crazy. It's about 5.5 or 6 Gs positive. When we hit the parachutes, it's upwards of -7 to -8 Gs. So there's a lot going on. And believe it or not, when I step on the throttle from a standing stop, we go 0 to over 100 miles per hour in less than 1 second. So just fathom that. And sometimes in the race car, I can't even believe what's going on. I mean, you feel the G-forces, and you're trying to imagine those Goodyear tires being stuck to the ground and somehow not coming loose as hard as it's accelerating. So to me, it's always like those Star Wars or Battlestar Galactica movies when they go into hyperspace, where it's just all those lines form and it's just all of a sudden you're shot into space.
So obviously you're clamped down and very tight, very confined space. Is that?
Yeah, we actually have 13 straps holding me total. There's
13?
13.
Put on my seatbelt, it'll take a half an hour. So we have, what, 2 or 3 more races before the end of this year's championship?
Well, this trip to Hawaii always kind of gets right in the middle of our playoffs, and right now we have 4 left. So 2 years ago, we were here, and I know we shot some stuff with your show, and we went on to win a world championship. That was neat. Last year, we were leading the points, and on our way to another world championship, we lost it on the very last day of the season by a little bit of points. So we came close to going back-to-back world champions, and as we speak now, we're in 5th place this year, and we're hoping that, what was cool about seeing this blessing of the store, which in Hawaiian tradition, to get involved with that, I feel like I got a little extra mojo going back to mainland. So maybe these next 4 races, we can come from behind and win the championship again.
What do you think of this facility?
Well, I've been with Napa Auto Parts for 10 years, and I've seen a lot of really cool things with Napa Auto Parts throughout the world. Nothing's cooler than seeing a store get blessed in true Hawaiian tradition. I got to witness it in Hilo about 6 or 7 years ago, and so the Waipahu store being moved, brand new store, and watching the blessing today, there's something that just makes the hair on your neck stand up about that whole process. And it's always neat for me to tell everybody back in the mainland, what I got to see. So I love being able to reopen a store and come in with everything nice and new like this, have it blessed, and then come back the next year and see how good the store's been.
Most importantly, he's going to win the championship. So it was great to be here in Waipahu at the opening of the new Napa store and to interview Ron Capps. So in case you need auto parts, this is the place to come to. Right back of Aloha Kia.